Yo, 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 what's good? Easy Breezy Eeb here, and right now I'm going to be ranking Dash and Lily episodes from worst to best. And then I'm going to be just giving my review and my thoughts on the season as a whole. Here we go. I don't want to say the worst episode. I don't want to say even my least favorite episode. They're all good episodes. But the one I probably wouldn't watch again first would be episode 2, which is titled Lily. Now, it's not that I didn't like the episode. I just thought it was not as intriguing. I think after a very, very strong pilot episode, Dash episode, the Lily episode was almost like the explanation to the Dash episode. And it could also be the fact that I didn't really see a trailer for Dash and Lily. When I saw sort of a teaser or a sneak preview of it on Netflix, I saw what I thought would have been the pilot episode, but no, it was actually the beginning of the Lily episode. So when I went to watch the Lily episode, I already knew what I was expecting. I already knew who Lily was, and I kind of wish I didn't see that sneak peek because I think the way it's meant to be watched is you don't really know anything about Lily, and who is this girl leaving this notebook somewhere hoping for someone to find it. And since I kind of already figured that out because I had seen already that Dash episode and then the sneak peek, that it wasn't too interesting to me. And it could just be because I kind of binged it. I didn't binge it all in one day or anything like that, but it's just, it was just one of the episodes I don't really remember much that happened. So there you go, that's number 8. Sorry, I kind of went too long on that one. Number 7 for me is the Hanukkah episode. The Hanukkah episode is episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. It felt like it I don't know about you guys, but actually the Hanukkah episode felt like it was later in the season. But for some reason, it's actually only episode 3. I didn't hate the Hanukkah episode. I thought it was cute that she went out, for the first time basically in her life, and she went out to and kudos to the punk rock Jewish band. That they're dope. I really, really like them, but it kind of felt like that's the only thing that happened in the episode. Maybe not as memorable, although I do remember that, and I do remember being like, oh, cool, Lily's having fun at a party and everybody's so supportive. But it just it just felt like it was too planned, like it was put there just so Lily can do this thing. And I think it was not as organic as the other episodes. I don't know if that makes sense. It just kind of felt a little bit forced. The writing on the mirror, I know it's not supposed to be realistic and it is supposed to be a bit cheesy, but the writing on the mirror was kind of like, you really banked on her writing on the mirror. Like you just knew this girl. This is early in the season, and you already knew that she was gonna be scared to stay in the mirror and look at herself in the face. Like that bugged me. So yeah, I have to put the Hanukkah episode there at number 7. Number 6 on my list is Edgar and Sophia. Edgar and Sophia, number 6, which is really number 5. Those episodes didn't really focus on our main character. I like that we got to see, I don't really remember Edgar that much. He kind of seemed like he was supposed to be the antithesis to Dash. Like bully turned nice guy, but he's inconsiderate. Even though he's nice, but he's inconsiderate. Like it was kind of like, he was just too normal. I didn't really feel a connection. I didn't really feel like he was, anything special. It was not good or bad. So because of that, he's uninteresting. Edgar, bye-bye Edgar. Sophia, on the other hand, is interesting. Like, she's so interesting that she speaks 6 languages. She never lived in one place. Like the only constant she has is New York and Dash, and and we'll talk about more about that later. Maybe, I don't know if I don't forget, but it's like Dash is her only constant in life, and it seems like her backstory might be even more interesting than this love story. But she doesn't click with Dash, and she didn't really like Dash for Dash. Like that's what they were going for. That's what they were trying to say, is like she likes the idea of Dash always being there, but she doesn't really know Dash. She has this thing of what she wants Dash to be, and Dash doesn't really like her back. So, I get the relationship with the dad part, but that seemed more like backstory come to life. It has nothing to do with Dash and Lily. It was just Dash, Lily, not Dash and Lily. That's why I have to put that episode as number 6. Number 5, we're getting to the middle here. So, the rankings, they're kind of just, this middle 3 are just the middle 3, right? But I guess I'd put number 5 as the Dash episode. And it is a strong pilot. If it wasn't a strong pilot, I would not have kept watching it. The pilot is a lot. Like, how shows, it's like, oh, we should give it a try, but I only give shows a try if someone asks me to. Usually, I'm the person who watches the most TV that I know, or shows. I shouldn't say TV anymore because I'm not really watching it on TV. But I'm the one who, and for me, it's like, do I get through the pilot? And if I get through the pilot, do I want to keep watching? Because there's a lot of good shows out there, right? So, like another show that I watch, my guilty pleasure is rom-coms. If you haven't noticed yet. But the other show that I kind of watched all the way through was Amélie in Paris. I always call it Amélie in Paris. I guess that's not how you're supposed to say it. And I didn't do reactions to it or anything like that, but I watched it through, and it wasn't great, but it's like, something about watching these shows that's charming, and we're not really watching it for the story necessarily, but for the quippy jokes and things like that. But no, that being said, Dash and Lily was more than that. I thought it was very nice, and the pilot is very strong. The pilot was very intriguing, which is the most important part of a pilot. We have this book, we have this boy, and he wants to know who the girl is. And the only way to know who the girl is to play by the rules. It seems simple, but we have to believe it. And why do we believe it? Dash seems like, we see that he has an ex-girlfriend, he has friends, he chooses to be alone, but he's not really alone. And it's because he likes to read. He reads a lot, right? He's supposed to be someone who reads a lot. And so he has this sort of idealistic worldview in a way, especially about romance, I think. So, and just FYI, this kid was in Walking Dead, and I recognized who he was from Walking Dead. He's the guy who shot, spoilers, Walking Dead spoilers. He's the guy who shot Carl in the eye. He's the boy who shot Carl in the eye, if you guys didn't really know this. But yeah, it was intriguing. I thought Dash, he was casted well. I like the actor, and I wanted to, in New York has this special quality to it. It's sort of a magical place. It's a nice city to be in. To me, it still has that quality. It's fun to go. It's fun to see these characters, kind of have this adventure in New York. And I thought the Dash episode was a strong pilot, and I have to put it there at number 5. So number 4 on my list is the Christmas episode. I wanted to rank it higher. I couldn't really remember what happened in the Christmas episode. It kind of overlaps with Christmas Eve and overlaps with the finale. Lily learns Dash's name, and she realizes that it's the Dash from the Christmas Eve party. And after she realizes that, she then finds out that Dash was with Sophia, and she goes on a bender and she gets wasted. It's sort of the setup for the finale. I can't rank it too high. It wasn't, like I said, that's it. what happens is what happens. So I have to put it there at number 4. You know, to be honest, I can put this lower. If I could switch it with the Hanukkah episode, I think I might. So they're all there. They're all there in that jumble. So let's get to the top 3 really quick. So number 3, Cinderella. Cinderella is my number 3 episode. Cinderella's fun because Dash is playing this sort of detective game. Like, oh, Lily, she's not cut out for this. She didn't leave the book, or she forgot to leave the book. And all Dash has is this boot. And he goes, him and his best friend, I forgot his best friend's name, they go on this mystery to solve who does this boot belong to. And finally they get to Dash's great aunt's house, who is a famous writer, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot her name as well. Man, I'm so bad with names. But and there it's very cute because at first he's like, wait, Lily's this old lady? But then it's like, no, she's not this old lady. And she knows who Lily is, but then the great aunt, she also plays the game. She plays the game with Dash. She doesn't tell Dash her name. She thinks she plays along, and she's the antithesis to the grandfather, who is like the strict, traditional, right? And that's kind of the B storyline of this. And I thought it was cute. And I thought we got introduced to a great new character, the great aunt. Dash is, I think this is when he finds out I have to find her, like this is not just a game. I'm falling for this girl I've never seen before. And I thought it was a fun episode. It's one of the most fun episodes of the season. So the top 2, drum roll. If I tell you one, you'll know the other. So my number 2 favorite is the New Year's Eve episode. Yes, the finale is not the favorite. I'm sure it's a lot of your guys' favorite, but I had to put it at number 2 for 2 main reasons. So the finale is the finale, right? Dash sees, oh my gosh, it starts really crazy. Dash sees Lily kissing Edgar. Ugh, what a horrible first kiss, drunk first kiss. After that, they kind of get into this fight, and Lily is supposed to move to Fiji with her parents. Her father got a tenure at the university, if I'm not mistaken. So they have to move, but Lily will come back after she graduates. But, she was planning on staying because she had just met Dash, but now Dash and her got into a fight, and they both realize they're not perfect. They're not the people they think they are in their heads or in the other person's head. They get into this fight. But then through the power of New Year's, and Dash, he was just in love with her. Dash is in love with Lily. He wants to find her and make sure that if she's gonna leave, they're gonna make it right. And Dash, with the help of the Jonas brothers and all of her friends, all of his friends. Yeah, even Sophia was like, yeah, Dash, do you, we're broken up. Both of them were super, super cool about it, which is very surprising, I guess, for teenagers, but hey, it is what it is. They handled their breakup well. I guess they were already broken up anyway. And Dash is going to find Lily, and Dash finally finds Lily. He somehow gets the whole library to himself, and there's this whole dinner thing to himself. And then the grandfather, with the persuasion of Mrs. Basil E. and recognizing his own faults, forgives Lily and lets Lily stay in New York for her final year in high school, or before she turns 18, whichever one it is. So her and Dash get to date. They get to date. Who knows if, they date forever and ever, or if it's just, a first boyfriend, first girlfriend sort of thing, I guess, at least for Lily. But whatever it is, it's really sweet. They shared their New Year's kiss. She gets to make up for her horrible first kiss with a kiss with someone she actually cares about for New Year's. And I thought that was a good finale. Glad to end it there. And yeah, it was cathartic. They didn't end on some weird sour note like, oh, what could have been, which would have been weird because it's not that kind of show, but you never know. You never know these days. People will try anything for shock factor. But great finale, liked it. So which leads me to my favorite episode, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is, I think, the whole show, if you like it or not, or you thought it was meh, I think the Christmas Eve episode stands out by itself. One, it's the irony and the dramatic irony, right? Lily, this whole time she wants to have a boyfriend or wants to go on a date, wants to get kissed, whatever it is for her. She ends up getting asked out on a date to a party for Christmas. Okay, and for Christmas Eve at least, but it's not with the guy she wants to go with. It's kind of like, I don't want to say the backup guy, but you know, she couldn't say no. She's never met Dash. She doesn't even know his name, and it's to a party that she doesn't really fit in, and she's going to see Dash. This is their first time they meet and talk in person, and they don't even know it. And then you're like, the best part was like, oh my God, they're clicking. And then Edgar and Sophia come and then pull them apart. And then she was just about to say, Dash was just about to say his name, or Lily was just about to say her name. One of them was about to say their name, but they miss it. I think it was Lily because Lily doesn't know Dash's name. And I don't think she would have connected the connector words at that moment. But I think Edgar was going to say Lily's name, or he was going to say my name is, and then Edgar comes, something like that. And they were so close to ending the show right then and there, but it doesn't happen. But you saw right away, I think it works because you saw their conversation there. It was organic. It seemed like they were very genuine and they could be themselves around each other. And it kind of validates everything that's been going on in this notebook, right? So even when you go through their kind of falling out in episode 7 and the beginning of episode 8, and even when, they don't think they're good for each other and they've given up, you as a fan, as the audience, you're like, no, definitely they're good for each other because we saw it in episode 6. They had a good time with each other. They could have a conversation. They were cute with each other even before they knew who each other were. It was there organically, and I think that was the kind of the key to the whole season. It's just that even if they hadn't met through the notebook, they would have hit it off. Definitely they would have hit it off. And it just unfortunate that they went to that party with other people. That's what makes that episode my favorite episode. We get to see them talk to each other for the first time. They stare at each other, they like each other, they kind of have a crush on each other right then and there. Unfortunately, they were just with other people that they didn't even really want to date or anything like that. But that's it. That is my sort of recap and my ranking of Dash and Lily, the Netflix show. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the show. Let me know what you agree or disagree with. What are your rankings of the show? And do you want to see Netflix sort of release more shows of that kind? Or is this something that you don't think can be replicated? What do you think makes this show great? Is it the writing? I think the casting is great, especially the casting that was, I think, the most perfect here were not actually Dash and Lily. I think Dash and Lily are great. The actors on their own definitely can carry a scene and they have presence. That's great. And I'm sure they're gonna do more work after this. But I thought the best friend, Boomer, I think, Dash's best friend was great. And also Lily's brother is amazing as well, super funny. And yeah, is it the characters? Is it the writing? What makes you like this? What made you like this show? My sort of review of the show, I don't want to give it a number review. I think that if you like rom-coms, if you like sort of this feel-good, heartfelt sort of show that's warm and you need this Christmas feeling, this holiday season, and you just need something to watch that's not complicated, that's not depressing, it's too much stuff already in 2020. You just want to escape for a second, be young again for a second. Go ahead and watch Dash and Lily. It's great, it's short, and it won't take up too much of your time. So it's, you know, it's sort of like a long movie almost that you can watch in parts. And if you like this video and if you want to see more, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. It'll help the channel out a lot. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. And remember, until the next video, Eazy does it.